Hello soccer fans, welcome to Manchester United Daily Updates. Before continuing this video, click the like button and subscribe to the channel. The Manchester United Academy is on fire right now, yet there could be a substantial boost about to come. While the first team struggles, for Adam Lawrence and the Academy it has been business as usual with 4 wins from 4 in the U18 Premier League. This follows on from last season, in which Manchester United's U18s won the treble in dominant fashion. Gabriel Biancheri has been the undisputed star of the season so far for United with 9 goals scored already. Meanwhile, Emir Ibragimov has also burst into life, with 6 goal contributions in 3 games, finally showing why he is so highly rated among United fans. Now, it seems Shay Lacy could be about to rejoin the fold. Arguably the biggest talent in the ranks for Manchester United is Lacy, with the 17-year-old often being compared with Manchester City's Phil Foden. However, the past year has seen Lacy struggle through injury with several setbacks keeping him out for much of the 2023-24 campaign, but now, the youngster has sent a message on X which is very exciting for fans and suggests a comeback appearance is near. Couple more days, Lacy wrote, followed by a smiling and timer emoji, suggesting perhaps that his return to action could be this Saturday against Blackburn as the U18s look to make it 5 wins from 5. A Lacy return would be a massive boost for United and the Academy, with the past year being awful for his development. Prior to these injury concerns, Lacy was tipped to be pushing for a United debut, therefore with a successful return, we can imagine he will soon be knocking on that door once again. For Lacy, so much will depend on how his return to playing football goes from a fitness standpoint. Last season when Lacy returned from injury, he was unfortunate to suffer additional setbacks such as confirming his season was over only weeks after returning during 2023-24. The fact United have taken so long to bring Lacy back should suggest no risks have been taken, so we imagine he will be back for good. If Lacy can remain fit, and show the ability we are all aware of him having, it could be that he is quickly thrust into the U21s and then knocking on ERIK Ten Hag's door. Lacy could be eyeing up a Europa League appearance should all go well, with some favourable ties drawn for United, although drawing. Manchester United boss ERIK Ten Hag could face the sack after this weekend's game against Tottenham Hotspur, as a loss could potentially push him through the exit door at Old Trafford, according to journalist Shabana Hearn. Ten Hag's men have not made a great start to the season, winning just 2 of their 5 Premier League games so far this season. Suffering a comprehensive loss to Liverpool in the process, whilst a disappointing draw against FC Twente at home in the Premier League means they've made a winless start to life in the Europa League. Ten Hag was on borrowed time last season and only survived in the job after beating Manchester City in the FA Cup final, but another loss in the Premier League could see United slip to as far as 13th in the table by the start of October, which Ahern believes could force Ten Hag out of the door. Rumours were prominent at the end of last season that Ten Hag would depart United had they lost to City at Wembley, though goals from Kobbie Mainoo and Alejandro Garnacho saw them lift the trophy and keep the gaffer in the job. With big money spent in the summer, improvement will be needed, but just 7 points from their opening 5 games means that United are in need of inspiration, and speaking on the Sky Sports Backpages podcast, Ahern believes that Marcus Rashford's situation in the form of being benched versus Crystal Palace is just a sign of frustration at United, and a loss at Tottenham could push Ten Hag into the abyss of the managerial scrap heap. She said, "Marcus Rashford found form, and then you put him on the bench against Crystal Palace. Perhaps something's going on there, but then that's sort of killing the momentum. So there's huge frustration here, and I would say it's pressure this weekend for ERIK Ten Hag to win against Spurs. And if he doesn't, I think the sack, could be happening pretty quickly." Tottenham aren't exactly in the best place themselves, despite their win over Brentford last weekend. They're only ahead of United on goal difference, having scored 9 this season, but they have had a tough start with Arsenal and Newcastle United to face, and they'll be looking to get back on track away at Old Trafford over the weekend. United will need to pick up points sooner rather than later, with a tough run of fixtures coming up. Tottenham are followed by away trips to Porto and Aston Villa in the space of a week, before a home tie against Brentford. ERIK Ten Hag is under pressure at Manchester United. Even though the Dutchman signed a new contract in the summer following a surprise FA Cup final win over Manchester City, the Red Devils were adamant they expected results, and performances, to improve. And so far, the 54-year-old has fallen short of those expectations, winning just 2 of their first 5 Premier League games. United's domestic results have included a disappointing 2-1 loss to Brighton and a 3-0 thumping at home to bitter rivals Liverpool, and it hasn't just been domestically the Red Devils have struggled. Despite playing in Europe's second tier, United have started the competition in underwhelming fashion. According to a recent report from TBR Football, United's 1-1 draw at home to FC Twente on Wednesday night did nothing to ease the pressure on Ten Hag, with the 20-time league winners considering their options. The former Ajax boss is on thin ice, and the club's decision-makers, should they agree to part ways with their manager, are set to view Gareth Southgate as the leading candidate for the role. The 54-year-old, who left his role as England manager following the Three Lions Euros final defeat to Spain, is highly regarded by Sir David Brailsford, Sir Jim Ratcliffe's right-hand man, and Sporting Dan Ashworth. The trio will be the ones tasked with deciding Ten Hag's future and possible successor, so given their respect for Southgate, it wouldn't be surprisingly to see the former Middlesbrough defender handed football's hardest job. The potential decision to hand Southgate the keys to Old Trafford is certain to divide fans though. The ex-England boss has come under huge fire in recent years for his failure to guide the Three Lions to their first major trophy since 1966 despite reaching 3 out of the last 4 finals.